I'm Nahoya.
And I'm Anna, and we attend the Monday 2:40 PM tutorial. This video will be a presentation of our strategy for attracting and relocating a total of 8 highly skilled workers to New Zealand from Thailand and Indonesia for a medium-sized Wellington firm. The firm is a global challenger in the field of online special effects for the entertainment industry, including some of the biggest blockbusters in Hollywood and online games. Our strategy will be focused around 5 wellness dimensions, with an emphasis on supporting expat adjustment to ensure they settle down in New Zealand long term. KPIs will be used to measure the success of our strategy. We will also evaluate the risks and challenges involved and provide a managerial recommendation for each of the risks and challenges. The 5 wellbeing dimensions our strategy will focus on will be physical, social, emotional, financial, and intellectual. The first dimension of our strategy is the wellbeing dimension of physical. An activity is to fund a gym membership worth an estimated cost of $30 per week for the first year of the expat's arrival to New Zealand. Each expat will be given a gym membership at their arrival to the Wellington firm. The number of classes attended monthly by the expat will be monitored to ensure the expat is getting the most from the membership and feeling as though they can take time away from the workplace to spend improving their own physical health. In terms of key performance indicators, managers will keep track of how many sessions the expats attend per month. This will help in determining their well-being, as consistent exercise helps form positive attitudes towards physical well-being. Another indicator could be tracking their progress at the gym through a series of testing exercises to determine the impact the gym membership is having on the expat's overall physical health. It may be challenging for managers to encourage gym participation in using the membership, as some expats may need to undertake a lifestyle change to improve their physical health before they feel they can attend the gym regularly. If this is the case, managers may feel that funding the gym membership is not a good use of firm resources. A managerial recommendation would be for it to be important that managers ensure they encourage all employees to look after their physical health. This could be done by accommodating employees who use their lunch hour to exercise while at work.
Our second wellbeing dimension is emotional. The activity we have implemented is assigning a senior mentor to check in with an expat to ensure their transition into the workplace is smooth. Developing a sense of connection to others within the workplace is important as both cultures are collectivist in nature, therefore they will respond more positively when they feel more involved within the firm. This also assists the expats in creating social relationships with other co-workers. Each mentoring session costs approximately $80 for the hour, as the expats are young and career orientated. Mentoring also provides them with an opportunity to talk about their professional development with a senior figure within the firm. Expats will be assigned a mentor at their arrival to the firm who will frequently check in with them once a week during the first 3 months of the expats at the firm, then for the remainder of the year to catch up fortnightly. Checking how often the expat is attending their mentoring sessions is an important indicator for this dimension, which will help determine how well they are adjusting to the culture of the firm and how well they are getting along with their co-workers. Another indicator would be how well the expats are handling their professional life in terms of their emotional well-being, such as gaining feedback or attending catch-up sessions from their mentors about their productivity in the workplace, as well as from any other co-workers. A risk associated with this activity is that the expats do not get along well with their mentors, and it makes their transition into the workplace and the New Zealand culture harder. A managerial recommendation for this activity is ensuring that the mentor assigned to each expat is a good match to prevent any issues arising in the future, which will also make the transition easier for the expats. If this is not the case, then the managers must change the mentor and assign someone else who is a better fit. Our third wellbeing dimension for our strategy is social. The proposed activity for this dimension is a social club membership funded by the firm with an estimated cost of $12 a month for the first year. A membership will be brought for each expat at their arrival, which will allow the firm to see how many events they attend over the course of the year. Both cultures are collectivist and humane orientated, therefore their need for affiliation and inclusion will be fulfilled through creating social connections within the firm. A KPI for this activity is that the expat, alongside all social club members, will be asked to provide feedback about each social club event they attend. Each month, The manager will also check in to see how the social club membership is positively impacting their adjustment to the New Zealand culture and if the expat believes it's worth their while attending the events. Another indicator could be for managers to observe the expats' overall attitude and behaviour towards their co-workers in regards to feeling more comfortable socialising outside of the workplace. This would suggest that they are gaining social skills from the club and are able to apply them when working and aid them in feeling more comfortable around others in their new workplace. A risk for this activity is that the expats do not attend social club events and struggle making social connections with other employees. Managerial recommendations for this activity is that the social club membership should be encouraged widely across the firm by managers so that a high proportion of employees attend the events. This way, expats feel attending events is important and will prioritise them.
The fourth well-being dimension that we've implemented is financial. The activity that we are proposing is to offer the expats an accommodation supplement, allowing the firm to pay 50% of their weekly rent at Wellington's 2019 current market rate. This is relevant, as Wellington is an expensive place to live, and this will further increase the firm's ability to attract expats. With $500 New Zealand dollars being the average for a 2-bedroom flat in Wellington, the firm will be paying $250 New Zealand dollars to cover the half of the first year. Relocation costs are already included in the package. After paying the half of the expat's rent for the first year, the second year will be cut down to 25%, as they should now become more financially stable to pay for most of their rent for that period. By offering an accommodation supplement instead of a high salary initially, it will encourage the expats to strive for long-term success and stay loyal to the firm. Salary increases are then performance incentives, which is beneficial towards our medium-sized firm. This is beneficial for our company as it reduces the financial risks, as expats are long-term investments. The KPI for this activity is to hold a 6-month evaluation with the expat in order to determine whether they feel as though the accommodation supplement has reduced any financial stress and allow them to adjust into New Zealand culture and the workplace. Another indicator may be conducting a monthly financial survey, focusing around how the expats believe they are adjusting to their new lifestyle, including their attitudes towards their housing situation and the supplement. A risk for this activity may be that it may be quite costly for our firm to pay for the accommodation in the long term. Therefore, it may be that we only pay for half of their rent in the first year while the expat is still adjusting to New Zealand culture. In terms of managerial recommendations, the average price of renting should be monitored by the firm in order to measure the total cost of the 50% accommodation supplement. By having a manager keep track of these costs, the firm will be able to decide how cost effective it is for the firm in the long term and whether it can be maintained after the first initial year. For our final dimension, we have selected intellectual well-being. For our activity, we have decided to go through a paid training, which will be done through WETA or another professional development workshop in order for our expats to upskill. This will also come with an allowance of 3 paid conference days annually. The average cost for conferences per person is estimated at $150 per day, which will come to a total of $1.2 grand to cover all expats. In terms of performance orientation, Indonesians and Thai people are very career-oriented and are typically young and ambitious. This activity can help to retain those expats, as they will feel that they are being offered regular opportunities to develop their skills through new education programs. They will also feel like they are being taught concepts that will be used at the forefront of the industry, and so will want to stay at the firm long term, as the firm will encourage professional development. All of our expats will be encouraged to attend all the sessions for the workshops in order for them to gain the full potential of the experience. A KPI for the expats' development will be handing in feedback from their workshops and what they believe they got out of it and what other goals they have for the next session. Another indicator would be how they are applying their skills within the workplace. This would show how effective the learning is, as seeing it applied in the workplace will show that they have developed their skills and are able to actually apply it to what they are doing, making it relevant to our firm. A challenge that we may be faced with is offering professional development to expats that might make locals jealous. So, in order to mitigate this risk, we use the same opportunities and give them to our already existing employees. However, this will still be challenging for the medium-sized firm, as it will be costly to incorporate every employee. In terms of managerial recommendations, the firm should offer professional development to all of its employees, and even incorporate a rotating schedule. This will then ensure that every worker has the opportunity to participate in a professional development conference.